lamb, beef, or pork wide noodles, and crushed cucumber salad. So you take one large seedless cucumber, so like an English cucumber, seedless cucumber, and you leave the skin on and you slice it on a little bit of a bias. I mean, not paper thin, like I'd say between a quarter and a half inch thick is what I did. Or you could take 4 or 5, like those little packages of Persian cucumbers, and do the same thing. Slice them a little on the thick side for those little baby guys especially, on just a little bit of an angle, bit of a bias. So I put them then into a plastic food storage bag, as you can see here. I take my meat mallet, and this is literally what I do. See how I'm crushing that? Now, why are we doing that? So that the cucumbers absorb more of our delicious dressing. A couple tablespoons of black vinegar. This is Chinese vinegar that I buy online. About a tablespoon or so of light soy sauce. About a tablespoon of sesame oil, toasted sesame oil. A good turn of the bowl. And then about 2 teaspoons of superfine sugar. 1, 2. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of chili oil. Now you can buy this in the grocery store or online. You can buy chili oil in a bottle. I made my own and just kind of give that a slosh around. Okay? Our crushed cucumber. I have 3 cloves of finely chopped garlic and half an onion going into the bowl with our cucumbers. Okay? Now, you can use a spatula or whatever. I just turn this with my hands to really work the dressing into the cucumbers. Now, we're going to top this with lots of chopped green onion and lots of toasted sesame seed. It's spicy chili crisp. Again, John ordered this right online. And you just sprinkle that around the dish. So I slice the meat very thin on a bias, and it's important to let it marinate a little bit because we put it in a marinade that's a little cornstarch dissolved in sherry or shaoxing. This is a rice cooking wine. Now, if you're cooking a pasta like I am, you're going to want to undercook it by a minute in salted water. If you're cooking a Chinese refrigerated fresh noodle, you do not need to do that. It's made with salt water and vegetable oil and flour. So there's no need to salt that water. And you can cook that just to package directions and immediately toss it with your sauce. For this type of pasta, I undercook it and I marry it to the sauce just as I would if I were making any Italian dish. So next we have the spice blend for the dish. Now, I toasted my spice and ground it, but I told you there's shortcuts all over the place for this thing. Shortcut for this, use ground. I toasted 2 tablespoons or so of 2 palmfuls of cumin and 1 tablespoon each of Sichuan pepper and coriander. And the sauce, I took the chili oil, which I made, about a 1/4 cup. I added about the same amount of the rice wine or sherry. And then I added between 1.5 to 2 tablespoons each of light and dark soy. And then I cut it with, about a 1/2 cup, 2/3 of a cup of chicken broth, bone broth, or stock. And there's our sauce base. Add our noodles. Okay. And in the front pan, I'm going to add our lamb first. And I had this just on medium, but this stove is so hot, I can already feel the heat in there. We're gonna get the lamb nice and crispy. Then you're gonna add in your cabbage and celery and onion and our dry spice blend and work that in and let it wilt down a bit. Now we're going to add the chilies, garlic, ginger, and of course, our sauce with the broth and the soy and the chili oil. And then we add our noodles to the pan and carefully toss. We want to be able to serve it right from the pan. Some cilantro, green onion,